What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Caro Emerald, and we're returning to the Emerald Island EP. Thank you again to Jim. And we're going to do a 2-for-1, because when I queued up the next track, which is Exotic Flue, I noticed it's very short. It's like a minute long. Now, I guess there could be a proper song that is so short it's like a minute long, though I would think if that's the case, it would be something like punk rock, where you can say a lot in a minute and then be done with it. Whereas, again, pop and other styles of music, I feel like that's not quite enough to work with to be a full song. In any case, I've also queued up the next track in the playlist, which is Whatchugot, written as one word in a sort of colloquial manner. So, yeah, Exotic Flue, whether or not it's a proper song with multiple verses and a chorus, which again, that's a very tight timeline to have more than a single verse and chorus, yeah, it sounds like the type of illness that is not native to where you come from, and you might get it by going to a place where you have not built up the antibodies or the immunization that would be required to avoid getting that disease or that virus. So in that regard, it sounds like it could be literal, but I'm more inclined to see it as a sickness or a malady that you develop in this exotic place, the Emerald Island, and maybe, because of your connection to someone or because you get love struck and there's no cure for it. The second track, Whatchugot, it's a question, and it's wondering what the person being spoken to has, and that might be in terms of quality or attributes or maybe some material quantity or value. But yes, it feels like it's a question of purpose relative to the other person being spoken to. In any case, I'll try to keep track and see what I can catch on a first listen. This is Caro Emerald, Exotic Flue, followed by Whatchugot. Hey. So first things first, I just got to comment, that track had an acid line. It had acid work in it, a very kind of short and lasery spurt of acid that kept going around, which I very much enjoyed. So yeah, a Caro Emerald track with acid work. I mean, you can't go wrong with that, right? And yeah, we'll start with Whatchugot, which is a very fun and kind of bouncy tune. Not as throwback as a lot of her other work. It had a bit of a island tribal feel to it, but also just kind of a light and bouncy like dance floor feel. And I will say that as far as I could read the lyrics, it's very specific. It's a guy she's encountered on this island, and he is Italian, and she's making reference to Italian, especially like musical figures, although also to Leonardo, talking about painting like Leonardo da Vinci. But yeah, making reference to, I think, Morricone, making reference to Puccini, and talking about the way she enjoys the Italian arts and Italian music, and wondering what he has on offer, complimenting his clothes, indeed, saying you must be Italian because you're dressed so nice, and where's your Ferrari? Is it parked out back? Is it shiny and black? I'd like to see it. And I think the whole track, there's a bit of banter, a bit of, hey, we're getting to know each other and we're flirting a bit, but I think it's also a bit of innuendo, and clearly there's some lines and vocalizations by the end where it sounds like they are getting busy together, and she's saying, just keep it going while it's hot and don't stop until I tell you to. And it feels like it's playing on multiple levels. It's the dance, it's the seduction, but it's also leaning into what happens as a result of that. So it's more fun. As I said, it's a bit less oldie-timey than some of her other work, but really fun and bouncy. Exotic Flue, definitely a bit of an abstract like art piece, and a bit dissonant, a bit uncomfortable, and in that regard, it sounds like maybe you've come down with something and you don't know what it is. Now, that itself could be not as negative as it sounds. It could be straight up like, I feel ill and I'm in this place where, I don't know, and maybe I've gotten a strain of flu that's not common where I come from, so I'm sort of, thrown for a loop by it. But it also could be like, wow, I've seen this person and I'm in this exotic place and it's all a bit overwhelming, and, maybe it's a bit too much, but it's because the stimuli is actually very intoxicating and exciting and unusual. So, the exotic being something that is not familiar and maybe a bit dangerous, but also alluring. I feel like that was all kind of embedded in that tune, which admittedly, didn't have any verses or chorus. So yeah, it was a nice transitional piece. I'm glad I decided to do the 2-for-1. So there's one more on this EP. I'm not sure what else I may have that Jim sent me after this. So at that point, I may go back to some of those like live performances and the bonus tunes that were included on the very expanded folder for the Shocking Miss Emerald. So that's the plan. One more on this EP. Let me know what you think of these two tracks, and I'll see you next time. Peace.